Chapter 9 opens with Takako doing what Takako does best, undercutting emotional weight with petty irritation. She notes that the second night is much quieter than the first, and immediately fixates on another couple staying at the inn. They speak softly during dinner, clearly connected, clearly intimate, and Takako admits she hates them. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they represent something she doesn't have, and more importantly, doesn't know how to sit with. Takako says that they should be in a private hot spring, somewhere where they can be alone, where no one would interfere with their relationship. It's a reflection on how Japan sees intimate or private relationships out in public. Something as simple as having dinner and quietly speaking to each other is treated by Takako with the same sharpness and disdain as if that couple were fornicating in public. And it's where the chapter turns sharp. The phrasing suggests that this is about secrecy, not romance, and it's unsettling. It echoes everything the book keeps circling: hidden relationships, compartmentalized intimacy, and emotional avoidance dressed up as discretion. After dinner, Takako and Momoko both find they can't sleep. They talk again, and this time Momoko reveals the full reality of her health. She's already had a radical hysterectomy, and she's in and out of hospital. Doctors are still figuring out her prognosis. The text is deliberately vague. It's unclear whether this was endometriosis complications, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, or something else entirely. And that uncertainty matters. The lack of clarity mirrors how unanchored Momoko herself feels. Takako starts to wonder whether Momoko only came back because she's sick. Momoko says no, that wasn't the reason. The real reason was a dream. She describes being on a boat, or maybe being the boat itself, paddling away from the harbor towards the horizon. She knows with certainty that once she reaches it, she will never come back. When she turns around, she sees Satoru standing at the harbor, waving. She tries to wave back, but the distance is already too great. He grows smaller and smaller until he disappears entirely, and she's left alone, drifting on the ocean. That was the dream. After it, she felt an overwhelming pull to return, not because she thought she could fix anything, but because she couldn't bear the idea of going through everything that was coming without seeing him again. This is the most honest that Momoko has been in the entire book. And then she asks something deeply unfair. She asks Takako not to tell Satoru that she's sick. Takako immediately understands how wrong this request is. She knows it puts her in an impossible position, complicit in silence, once again protecting people from emotional truth instead of letting them face it. The chapter ends without a resolution. The trip is over. The truth is known, but only between two people. And the weight of what's to come hasn't landed yet.